Andrew, welcome back to the Old Hombre podcast. I mean, would it be fair to say that billionaires are not doing very well in?
The poor souls, the poor souls. I've been staying up, not being able to sleep, thinking about them.
There's a rapper. I don't know if it's he got this from a famous saying: "Money can buy style, but it can't buy class." Or
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
the
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I feel like an absolute wally. I've got to say, I believe in meritocracy, and I've got to make this revelation. Until very recently, I thought that people that were millionaires and billionaires had to be smart.
Yes, yeah, no, you know what? I've
I
heard you
really,
say that many times.
really have held these people up in a pedestal. And a big part of me still feels that they are intelligent. But now I see it like, did you ever play WWE or a fighting game where it allowed you to create your own character?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. So you know when you go in the game
yeah,
where you can create your own character to battle, the bog standard
yeah,
characters that you get with
yeah,
the game. And then if you make the player too fast,
yeah,
then the strength goes down.
yeah,
If you put
yeah,
the strength up to the
yeah,
maximum,
yeah,
it makes them slow.
yeah,
If you put up their health, you know what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
So there's
yeah,
levels.
yeah,
Right? You
yeah.
can never get 100% on all
No,
three.
that's right. Yeah, something always had to give.
I genuinely think that God has been having a laugh all this time now. So I'm still adamant that they're special. I'm not gonna lie
Okay,
to you because ultimately, if you've got, let's pretend it's strength, speed, and what's the other one? Defense.
defense
Strength,
right
speed, and defense.
and
Maybe
health.
that
Yeah,
health or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So if you've got too much health, or you've got 100% health, or 90% health,
yeah,
well, you're still above the average. So you're still
yeah,
pretty special. You're good
yeah,
enough to go in the Guinness. If you're really fast and you're weak and thinking, you're still special, right? You've got a
yeah,
superpower.
yeah.
When we look at billionaires, they've got loads of money. They've somehow astutely got to the top and
Mm,
amassed ridiculous amounts of wealth.
right.
But they are truly behaving in a special way. No, and when I mean a special way, I mean I'm actually thinking of assigning DSA to some of these people. And that's not sorry, forgive me for anyone who receives DSA, but I genuinely think they qualify for DSA.
Right.
And I say this because, oh my God, there's definitely been a wave of billionaires talking in the recent, I'd say about 3 months. And it's like a death by a thousand cuts. I mean, talk about the emperor having no clothes. Andrew, we've had Elon Musk literally
Right.
just like implode, like salutes and
Stupid dances
just
and
stupid,
yeah,
just, just glitching. There we go. That's the word. Oh, thank God. Glitching. Just glitching all over the gaff to the
yeah,
point where I don't think anyone's a fan. Maybe there's a minority somewhere in America that are like still like, yeah, he had it. We're all like, I mean, yeah, you've created great cars. Yeah, you've created all these great pieces of technological innovation. And to be honest, I still put a question mark on that now because after seeing this Wally behave on stage, I mean, it takes a great team to make a great man. It must be he just selected talent really well. Maybe he's the world's best recruiter. Maybe
maybe,
that's it.
yeah, yeah. That's
Maybe this is literally the world's best capital raiser and recruiter. But I tell you what, I'm really starting to question whether this guy's really coming out with this innovation. Well, he's obviously not because he's got thousands and thousands of employees, but I don't think any of these are his ideas because how can you have that level of intelligence in terms of crafting incredible projects that can potentially reshape our world and just bomb on such basic social skills? And then now we pivot to Britain. And today I watched a horrendous video, Andrew. And I'm not one to talk about politics, but this one's really, it's a friend of yours, actually, Andrew.
a friend of mine,
Yeah. His name is Charlie Mullins, the
Charlie. Oh yeah,
CEO
yeah, yeah, Charlie. Yeah,
of Pimblico Plumbers. And I know
yeah.
you're a big fan, Andrew. I mean, you've definitely said you've been a fan before. My God, the video I'm about to play, Andrew, I want your reaction on it because, well, let me not say anything. Let me not
Okay.
say anything. I obviously missed the train on just how this guy is.
So hang on
But
a second. Let's. Are we comparing Charlie Mullins to Elon Musk?
mate, I tell you what, I'm not obviously not from a monetary perspective,
No, no. Right.
but from a batshit crazy perspective,
Yeah, yeah.
they might be cousins. My God. Okay, so let's see what this guy has to say. So he's okay. So today, about 12 hours ago, this poor interviewer from LBC. You know how I feel about LBC. I'm not a
Yeah.
massive fan,
No.
but I've been trying to balance my right wing views by engulfing myself in left wing kind of type media, just to see whether I can wake up a little bit, because I was going too far to the right. He's about to explain to us why he left Britain to live in Dubai.
Oh, has he gone to Dubai? I thought he was in Spain.
He's currently I think he just jumps around.
Jumps
From one
around,
time
yeah.
so, yeah. But he's about to explain to us what he hates. So he's come on and he's gone, it's because of Labour. And the minute Labour was voted in,
I'm off.
This is probably not going to shock you, but it shocked me.
We don't have to put up with the nonsense of the Labour Party no longer. But not only have they driven out 11,300 millionaires, they've all...
So 11,300 millionaires out of the
gone.
country.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be the case. Maybe we can fact check that in a bit.
Yeah.
Let's just continue.
All they've inherited is 50,000 illegal immigrants. So, is that a good trade-off? They've invited 50 or allowed 50,000 people in. That's in.
So we've allowed 50,000.
We've allowed.
So he's definitely got...
Hang on. How have we allowed illegal immigrants? What makes them illegal?
Andrew.
If we've allowed them.
Andrew, do you see where it's all going wrong already? I mean, your argument says no. So you think this is the punchline? No.
Sorry, I know you're going to do some editing here, but this has got to be the thing that we put up on YouTube.
You're not coked. But this is we don't even need to edit this as a thumbnail. This is it. Look.
So I don't know if anybody's seen that latest Captain America film, which is absolutely atrocious, right? So instead of the Hulk, it turns into a red monster, and as he's turning, that is the picture. That is.
Let's continue.
Go on.
9 months, which are not contributing to the pot, and they're driving out people that
they're not contributing to the pot because they're not allowed to work, Charlie. Many of them that are granted asylum go on to work and pay tax.
Hold on a minute. All you lot keep going about not allowed to work. They're illegal. What bit of illegal?
They're not.
So first of all, and I heard this point somewhere else because the same thing's being discussed in America. You picked up on it straight away. They allowed, so they wouldn't be illegal. So that's already a contradiction. But let's just give him the benefit of the doubt that somehow his linguistics. Don't take him to a level where he can articulate himself in this stage. Then gone. They've allowed. There's 50,000 of them. Well, if they're illegal, how do you know there's 50,000 of them?
Yeah.
How do you monitor illegal immigrants?
I
tell you what you do.
Exactly. You can only monitor the ones that you've.
Stick your finger up your ass. You stick your finger up your ass. You hold it to the air and you wait till your finger dries. And however many seconds that is, that's probably. The guess of today.
So what is it? 1 10,000, 2 10,000, 3 10,000, and then you add it up.
Yeah, and then you add it up.
I mean, surely you can only count the ones that you've caught or apprehended or stopped.
Andrew, that's like me telling you, Andrew, in the world there are 3,000 birds that lust over me. How do we monitor that? It's a joke. That's a joke. It's a joke. And does this face give you the confidence that he's got enough of his ears to the street to monitor? Like, how? Where are these estimations coming from? Okay, let's continue.
They're granted asylum status. They are not illegal.
Stop talking rubbish.
Charlie,
they're illegal.
It's quite a basic element.
They come here with no passport.
They come here. They claim asylum. If they are granted.
So he's actually referring to refugees, by the way.
Yeah.
Because he went illegal immigrant refugees.
Asylum. Hold on. Let me just explain to the thing. If they are granted asylum, as 2/3 of them are, they are allowed to work. They contribute. They're not leaving. They're paying taxes here.
There we go. Look, they come here without passport. They dump their passport. Let's not. Why beat about the bush and talk?
So now we're on. Now the annoyance is that they've come in without a passport.
What he's referring to, I think, is the ones that have come across illegally on the boats or whatever. The first thing they do is they destroy or throw away their passports or hide them, because without the passports, it's difficult to deport them. Yep. So you can't deport them. But he just can't seem to be able to articulate what he's saying. And even if that was the case, even if that's how he felt, what I don't understand is this is a man that's left the UK. Yeah, he's no longer paying taxes or anything in the UK. He's going to live the life of Riley in Dubai or whatever it is, so where there is no taxes. And you know what? In Dubai, take a look around you, Mr. Rod Stewart, that's eating a lot of beetroot, right? And take a look around you and see who the construction workers are, the builders are, the caterers are, etc., etc.
The very refugees.
The very.
I can't do it. Do you know? Guess what?
Rubbish all the time.
I'm just giving you facts.
Well, I'll give you the facts then. They're illegal.
Well, they're not, are they? Because under international law,
This country without a passport
they're not
is
illegal.
illegal.
You could tell the house is struggling, you know. If it weren't for the fact that they want this guy back on, they would have told him to do one. They would have told him to do one. Honestly, this is what I call. I mean, this is leverage in live action. The only reason why they've allowed this guy to be so stupid on air is because of who he is.
Yeah, absolutely. What makes me laugh is look at the caption with his name on it. Charlie Mullins OBE. This is a man that's got an OBE, for God's sake.
Oh, Andrew, let's continue.
That's just not true.
North Korea, and I give you the death penalty.
Under the Geneva Convention on Refugees, that's not true. Charlie, hold on a minute. I'm afraid you're saying things that are untrue. If you come here as a refugee under international law to claim asylum, that is not illegal.
Let's talk about something that I know about and maybe you don't know.
So now,
right,
he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Let's talk about something I know. You've been saying things that I've got nothing about, but I'm still talking away anyway. Now it's my turn. This is where. Now, hang on a second, right? So this is where his expertise is coming in, right? Is that right?
Andrew?
Yeah.
Hold on to the chair.
Okay. Okay.
World, are you ready to see our best and brightest millionaires? A deep dive into the great mind of one of Britain's OBE winning.
Yeah. It's inspiration to everyone. Okay.
All right, but you're the one that brought up asylum seekers when
I'm just telling you, you're creating an argument that you can't win.
I'm not the one that started talking about asylum seekers and claiming people are illegal when they aren't. But I'm happy to move on because it's
okay,
a very strange route.
Let's move on because you're talking about something we don't need to talk about. And if they're not illegal, why don't they come in with their passport?
Because they're fleeing famine and conflict and persecution. And quite a lot of them do have passports, actually.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, you're absolutely clueless. But anyway, forget about that. Let's move on to the real subject.
What's the real subject, Charlie?
It's not just a problem of losing all the millionaires and billionaires. You've got to remember these people, they pay the top 29% of tax in this country. Yeah. So you're not only losing what they're paying in, you're losing all the jobs that they create, all the investment that they create, all the training that they create. So you're not just losing millionaires, you're losing a lot more than that. And if we continue the way we are, the country will be a third world country next to no.
Why do you think they are leaving?
My God, I don't know if you're winding me up or what.
I'm asking you a question.
Yeah. Well, he jumped ship several years ago. He moved most of his.
That a little bit.
They will send us into a third world country, all because they're increasing taxes, they're changing employment law, and they're allowing people in that are not putting in the pot.
So they were happy to stay here during the leadership of Liz Truss, but they think Keir Starmer was a step too.
That employment law thing is the grey zone where you might have a good that one there, that middle one. I'm not going to lie, we've already spoken about national insurance tax making it hard for everyone to really employ other people. But anyway, let's continue.
Not at all. Not at all. You didn't ask me that question. Tories started the problem. Right. They should have got on top of it years ago. But unfortunately, we've let it run so long that the clever people now are moving out. Look, probably half of the UK would move out if they could afford to move out. Unfortunately, they can't. They have to suffer and pay for other people that are not producing anything. But driving out millionaires, billionaires, it's a wrong move for the economy. It's a wrong move for the UK.
What should Labour, if Labour wants to, if the government wants to stop this sort of exodus of the wealthy, what should they do? What should they do to keep them?
To keep them, okay, call a general election, let them get out, let reform get in, and change the circumstances completely.
God.
Yeah, I knew it.
My God.
This is it. This is the play.
Well, it was leading up to that. Let's be honest.
I mean, Andrew, I apologise to everyone around me. I apologise to myself for letting myself be duped by this idea that these people are smart.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were that, is the word macabre?
Macabre. Yeah, macabre.
If they were that macabre, if they were that cunning, does he think that's gonna fly? You know, this reform. Yeah, reform. Why? Because you're best mates with that guy. You're so British. You love your country so. I mean, he didn't go, oh, all right, you know what, I'm going to go to another English-speaking country that, you know, is very similar to England. No. You just gone to the absolute bloody opposite of what you're running away from. I just can't believe that people are being this publicly stupid with so much resource, Andrew. It's incredible. Any thoughts so far? He's saying he's about, you know, normal blokes, normal people, that basically the Trump play. But he's saying, well, no, that he will encourage millionaires to come back.
Without sounding vulgar, you know, when Farage had a whiff of Musk money, let's call it, he was drooling. He was all round Musk, because all of a sudden they were going to give him the Reform Party money. What worries me about things like this is that, you know, there's guys like this from a working class background who, you know, started a plumbing job from nothing. We've been into his career and life story, and the slightest bit of money seems to have made everybody forget. Well, people like him forget that, you know what, there's the people that are born into families or societies that have got that upper hand because of money or who they're born into, and there's people like him that have worked their way up. Now, if you work your way up, surely you should be the first one to say, you know what, I'm going to be helping people irrespective of what their background is. Yeah. And I get, you know, illegal immigrants. There are illegal immigrants. Yeah. But he doesn't seem to know the difference between illegal immigrants and refugees, and
it's just immigrants, really.
Yeah, it's just immigrants. Let's just I mean, let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. Yeah.
Do you know what my today I was having a chat, and shout out to my friend Marcel. We were talking about this, you know, the whole concept of taxing the rich.
Yeah.
And he was going on one. He was like, "Oh, why would you tax the rich?" And I was just like, "What the hell are you talking about, mate? Like, we need more tax. We need to do more things. So there is definitely a need for a higher amount of taxes to come from the ultra rich." And he said, "Well, do you think handing it over to the government, do you think it's actually going to trickle down to effective projects that are going to change society?" And I went, "Actually, you've got a bloody point."
He's got an amazing point. Spot on.
If you hand over these taxes to the government, there's no guarantee that anything's going to bloody change.
No.
And then do you know what he said?
Yeah.
And it actually blew my mind a little bit, because I've been listening to a lot of this lately. He said, how about whatever you rise the taxes for the rich, you also use the same money to get audited for where the money. So basically, from that same pot of money, that extra income, anything that's above 3 million, 4 million, 5 million pounds a year, or I don't know, put whatever cap you want, 10 million pounds a year extra.
Yeah.
Money of that gets used to audit where the funds have been directly spent in the government system.
Yeah.
Therefore, and it has to be presented to the person who submitted the tax. So imagine this.
So you know where your money's going.
Imagine you got the ultra billionaires, and basically they become a board with a full transparent report of where the monies have been spent.
So what he's saying is a millionaire or a billionaire will be more likely to pay more tax if we can show him where that money's going, or her, obviously.
At least you have accountability on both sides.
Yeah.
You've got accountability that the rich person has paid it. Perhaps they get something off the back end by having recognition for that. Mm-hmm. Therefore, for example, hey, we're going to, just an example. Mr. Mullins, we've got this list of boroughs across London, across the UK, across this city, long list of boroughs.
Yep.
Your money's going to be assigned to tackling this list of problems.
See, now that's a really interesting thought. Now, I had another thought a long while ago, right? Well, first of all, I hate it when people say, oh, the rich should pay more, the rich should pay more. Why should they pay more? They should just pay whatever the law is or whatever. Because don't forget, a lot of these people think that the likes of you and I are rich, and we're not. We're not millionaires. We're nowhere near that. But because we earn a certain amount of money, it's, oh, you're rich. It's not. There's a big chasm between what the normal person that works hard, earns his money, to what a millionaire does.
Someone who makes 20 grand envies someone who makes 50. Someone who makes 50 envies someone who makes 100.
Yeah.
And it just trickles up, right?
I don't know where I heard it. I think I heard it is that about exploring the American method of taxation, where each county sets their own taxes. So you get the county of Essex, right, set their own taxes, and they may choose to go a little bit low to encourage more investment, business taxes or whatever. There's going to be a lot of negatives to it, but there's going to be a lot of positives to it as well. And it's, maybe something that could be looked at. For example, let's look at, I don't know, Bradford, or Nottingham, or traditionally not much investment going in there. But if they can set their own taxes, maybe not personal tax, but business rates and stuff like that, and say, come and start a business in Bradford, you're going to get...
And it's kind of almost like a different version of what we just said, because
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
if you're borrowing, which one do you want to participate in, and these are the rewards you're going to get in return for it. So, for example, hey, Mr. Mullins, come and move to Bradford, and we'll, whatever property you do up, you'll get subsidies to do up another 3 properties. So if you have a £1 million mansion or 1 million square foot land, we'll subsidize your ownership of the other 1 million.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like just heavy subsidies.
Or you employ 500 people, and your national insurance contributions will be slightly less.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what should be happening.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll charge your company more NI tax, but whatever money you draw out, zero. But there's got to be some level of incentive.
There's got to be,
because it comes a point where then you just get a divide. And let's be honest, you are paying £10 million in taxes to the government. I mean, give me a park bench. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna want a park bench with my name on it, at the very least, in my borough. If I've personally paid 10, 20, 40, 50 million pounds worth of tax in one given year, I want a voice.
And that's another thing, and there's the dangerous side of that, which is that, there are people that do those sort of contributions. We call them contributions, and they have a voice and they have influence, and that's the negative side of it.
Elon Musk, and then they
start doing Elon Musk. Yeah.
I've been basically, you can keep my idea in one sentence. There you go.
Yeah, but old Charlie shocked me there. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, okay. So this is a new shocking level of stupidity that you've seen. From
He shocked me there.
Someone here makes a good point. Please keep platforming this man. I've never seen a better advertisement for wealth tax than him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Labour made him leave the country is the best argument for voting Labour I've ever heard. Absolutely. Yeah, proof that money doesn't make you more intelligent. No, this is the one that got me. He left and became an immigrant in a Muslim country. To conclude that one.
Yeah, do you know what? I loved that one. I enjoyed that one.
Bye, everyone.